Hello and welcome back to the Slasher Siblings podcast. This week we are doing The Nun. Came out in 2018. It's rated R, hour and 36 minutes, and it got a 5.3 out of 10 on IMDb.
Really?
Doesn't really make sense to me.
That's kind of low.
For the people that don't know what it's about, a priest with a haunted past and a novice on the threshold of her final vows are sent by the Vatican to investigate the death of a young nun in Romania and confront a malevolent force in the form of a demonic nun. So before we actually start into the movie, Cicely's going to read last week's question and give you the answer.
Which actor plays the character Jim Halsey in the 1986 road movie The Hitcher? The answer is Thomas Howell. Or Howell. I don't know.
Yes. We will post and let you know who got that one right. Right now, as we're recording, we did Friday the 13th, I think, with the question. And seemed we got a few people that actually answered it, so, or at least tried to.
You guys better not be Googling.
Yeah, don't be Googling.
Don't cheat. Come on, guys.
Okay, so do you want to start by saying anything before we get into it?
All I have to say is that movies like this really do freak me out with nuns in the church and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's spooky.
It's spooky. That's for sure. Anything else you want to say?
I haven't watched this since it first came out, and I forgot how freaky it was.
Yeah, it is a pretty creepy movie.
I saw Nun for the first time in person the other day.
Really?
At Salvation Army. Like, I was flipping through the racks, and I look up, and there's a nun in front of me, and I was like, oh, fuck.
Shortly after watching this movie.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna check out now.
Hopefully it just wasn't the demonic nun from the movie.
I mean, nothing happened. She was hopping racks very quickly. Like, I look down, flip a few, through some shirts, look up, she's gone. I look around, I'm like, where the fuck did she go? You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's all I got.
Well, I want to talk about that opening with Ed and Lorraine.
Yeah.
Thought that was pretty cool to have a, like, continuation of sorts.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be right before The Conjuring.
Yeah.
Because at the end, you see the mom from The Conjuring.
I just thought it was cool that, like, the opening you saw in... Well, it's not so much the opening, but it's like they added the characters from The Conjuring into this one just to kind of give you that sense of it's the same universe.
Yeah.
Type of movies.
I think it's pretty cool that they incorporate all these movies together in the same universe. Like, The Conjuring, The Nun, and Annabelle. Is that the only other one? La
Llorona.
That one too, yeah.
But no, it's really cool that they left it as like the same, actors, and they didn't try recasting anything, because we all love the people who were Ed and Lorraine. They were definitely...
They're the best.
They were basically meant to play those characters because they were really good. But I like that they added that to kind of give you that connection of universes there. Also, the castle was like dark and gloomy.
Oh yeah.
When you get in there, like it instantly gives you that.
It's a very gloomy movie.
Yeah, it's like instantly a sense of like dread and whatnot. Right from the instant. Yes. Yeah, like right in the beginning. It wasn't like sugarcoating anything.
Nah,
it
it's
just
like,
started
this is
you
gonna
right
be a dark
away.
Movie.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you're not watching it like with the lights out, you really can't fucking see anything.
Yeah.
Like, I had my like string lights on, and I was like, I can't fucking see. So
you
to
have
turn
to
that,
be in the
yeah,
dark.
you pretty much have to be in the dark, which makes it like way worse.
I had a little lamp on so I could read the book while I was writing it down. Like some scenes, I'm like trying to like change my perspective so I can see what's happening.
Exactly.
And then the demon took that nun. That was real right away.
Yeah.
That didn't mess around.
That was quick.
Yeah.
I noticed that too. I was like, wow.
Super quick.
Already? Okay.
It's like they didn't have any time to fight it or... You know what I mean? Like, they didn't have time to do anything. It was just instantly...
Boom, done.
Boom, done. And
they showed the scene from, obviously, like, the Conjuring universe where she's at the end of the hallway.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And then there was that, like, that painting.
Oh, so freaky.
Didn't the painting come after the nun got taken?
Yeah.
He's painting the nun, and she says she had a vision, and...
Yada, yada.
That's another. There's quite a few connections throughout the movie to the universe itself, but the fact that we saw the painting and Lorraine talking about her vision, seeing Ed die, and that was just such a cool writing style, which I obviously think is a little, for that reason alone, a little low at 5.3.
Yeah, I thought that rating was definitely too low.
I definitely don't think this movie is as good as The Conjuring, but I
No.
don't think it's that bad.
I don't think so either. I think that's pretty low. I don't know, I thought it was pretty good.
But that nun coming down the hallway, the demonic nun just following, and like as she's going down the hallway, the lights are shutting off as she's getting to him.
What would you do? What would you do if you were just
run in the
your
complete
home
opposite direction
and a nun just starts
burn down the
following
house?
That's like comparable to like Pennywise.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, come on, I was scared at Salvation Army. I look up and I'm like, oh, shit, I gotta go.
There was the nun's suicide at this point in the movie. We think it's a suicide, and that was unexpected and quick.
A little graphic.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, she jumped out the window and was tied to the bed, but like,
ouchie.
yeah, yeah. But it was, I thought she was gonna like not die whenever the cot started sliding towards the window. I was like, oh great, she tried to kill herself and it's not even gonna work. She's gonna just snap her legs or something.
Yeah.
But that was pretty brutal there. And then you see the nun's face in the window, in the reflection. That's the first like actual glimpse you get of the face, other than the painting. In, like that quick half a second, it switches to the green-eyed one, but you see her face actually in the reflection, so that was creepy. I'd want to get out too if I had to look at that.
Yeah.
That nun is creepy as hell.
She's so creepy. They did a good job making her character.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was, he found the body, the hanging nun, and then right after that, he, cut her down and all that other stuff, and then he went home and had the dream of the blood. Obviously, like, it was like a foreshadow into what's later to come in the movie, which we'll get to later, but it was a pretty good, because he had that kind of like the elevator scene from Shining.
Yeah, like a vision.
Like a vision of it was like a waterfall of blood and scared the crap out of him and stuff. And then all of a sudden, Father and the nun show up to his house. The suitcases being put on the truck was pretty funny.
Yeah.
They didn't know that he was going by horse and buggy, and they put their suitcases on the truck and it just drove away. I thought their stuff was gone. Like, I didn't know that he would, call for it. But it was real funny to see their faces whenever him standing next to the buggy and the truck drove away, and they were just like, shit.
Yeah. I thought that was funny too.
And he was just like, he was just staring at the truck, and he was like, oh, it's okay, I'll whistle for it. And like,
no bigs.
No bigs. I want to talk about the ice house that he put the body in.
Yeah.
And how the body changed, he said, where he said that he put it laying down
and
it was sitting
up. Yeah.
And the father was like, hey, there's that thing where the muscles contract. It doesn't do that.
It doesn't do that.
Okay, maybe it would have like sat up or something, but like it changed.
There's just no way.
It changed position. That's creepy.
There's just no way.
And her face is like half missing because of the crows and stuff. Like,
and
there's something going on.
How about when he went to get the key? He like broke her toe.
Oh yeah.
He like ripped her toe up and it was like, I was like, ew.
That was her hand.
Was it her hand?
Yeah, it was clutched in her hand.
Why did I think it was her foot?
I have no idea, but yeah, it was her hand. He like snapped her finger to get the key out.
Never mind. It was her hand.
Yeah,
why would it be? Okay, that makes a lot more sense now. Because why would the key like
be wrapped
under
her
toe?
Yeah.
All right, things make a lot more sense now. God,
and then there's that bell on the grave, which was it was moving.
I don't like that.
And I knew what the bell was.
Yeah.
Beforehand. But then I'm glad that they like explained it, like it's like for when people were buried alive by accident, and
that was like a real thing.
Yeah, they had a problem with pronouncing people dead that weren't dead, and they were burying them. And
how fucking freaky is that?
Do you know how they found out they were burying people alive?
No.
Because people would go grave robbing, and they
Oh
would
my
find
God.
scratches and stuff and blood and stuff on the inside of the caskets. So they started putting a string down there
In case they
in case
woke
they
up.
in case they woke up, they can ring the bell. And like that's why they're like, today there isn't anymore, but back then there used to be like gravekeepers,
Yeah.
people that would just walk around the graveyard all day long
to like
and
listen for the bell.
Yeah, to listen for the bell, to keep people out from trying to grave rob.
Why don't we do that nowadays?
Because I mean, I don't know, I think grave robbing's kind of
Is that a thing of the past? I think we
that,
should bring it
and
back.
probably the fact that we have a little bit better
Technology.
to pronounce
I think
people
we
dead
should
or alive.
still keep it, just in case. Also,
Are you gonna do that, John?
fuck no. But also, I think we should do it just for funsies. In
Just
case
for
like
funsies.
there's a ghost or something that wants to like mess with it.
Okay.
Or just like one big bell in the middle of cemeteries.
But you won't do it.
No, but someone will. There's people out there.
Okay. But not you.
Yeah.
But
Also,
we
don't-
also see the nun in the window.
I was gonna say, don't get me started. I also think cemeteries are a waste of space.
Fair.
What's gonna happen when there's no more room to bury people? Because everyone's already buried.
They
Like,
bury
why-
them on top of each other.
No. Why don't we just, everyone get in a burner, sprinkle the dirt, put us in mushroom suits, turn us into trees. You know what I'm
Mushroom
saying?
suits, that's good.
Okay, go ahead.
The nun was in the window too. She was watching over. And yeah, we could have pretty much been like, oh, maybe that was just like one of the regular nuns. It couldn't have been. It could have been a normal nun, not the demon nun. But
Yeah.
like later, we find out that wasn't the case. We find out later, obviously, that the demon nun was behind everything. So
She was the main problem. Yeah.
yeah. So earlier in the movie, what's his face? The Frenchie.
Yeah, Frenchie.
He says that they spit to dispel evil or whatever, and he calls it a silly like superstition.
Yeah.
But I thought it was funny that he spit. I just thought it was funny that right before he walks into the church, he spits on the ground,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Oh, that's a silly superstition." Like,
But just in case.
just in case, you
I'm
never
gonna
know.
do it.
But he doesn't spit any other time in the movie, so it kind of makes it look like that's what he was doing.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of, I just thought it was funny. The abbess, that was weird.
Yeah.
She just was sitting there. Obviously,
Yeah.
we find out later what it is, but like the abbess was just so creepy. So she just appeared out of nowhere. It was super dark.
Very creepy.
That was weird. I don't know what else to say.
That
other
made me
than that's
feel
just weird.
uneasy.
Yeah, it obviously wanted you to feel uneasy.
Yeah, I got the job done.
It definitely did. I want to talk about sleeping in the convent. No, I'd rather go sleep at Frenchie's house.
You couldn't pay me enough to do that. You couldn't pay me enough.
You instantly walk in, even if they didn't add the part where you see the demon nun kill the nuns and stuff. I still wouldn't want to sleep there.
Oh my god, no.
There was no light anywhere. The abbess was
It
weird.
did not look comfortable.
No, it didn't. And I get like, they had to, do the investigation there and stuff, but like, come back.
Come back the next day.
Yeah, I'm not staying there. That's weird.
That's risky. You're asking for it if you sleep there.
Yeah.
You're asking for trouble.
How about Frenchie walking through the woods?
Oh my god.
That was creepy.
That was creepy.
And then the
Something
nun,
I would never do.
then he sees the nun.
Yeah.
And it jumps on him.
Yeah. In
Or
the
well,
woods.
fell on him. She was hanging
She
from
was
the
hanging,
tree,
yeah,
but like,
oh my god, could you imagine?
oh, I would.
I would die.
Yeah,
I think
right
I'd have
there.
a heart attack and die.
Yeah. And then I thought it was really funny. He's just like, "I'll take that." And he
Yeah.
took the cross out of the ground.
Yeah.
And he actually did say, "I'll take that." Like it was
I'll
like,
take that.
"I'll take that." He ran away. It was just so funny. And then he shows up in the bar with it sitting on a bar stool. And just everything around Frenchie was
I
just so
know.
funny in this movie.
He was a good character. I liked
He
him.
definitely was. Then there's the exorcism of Daniel.
Oh yeah.
That was weird.
That
and
was
awful.
weird.
I can definitely understand where the father has like some
Trauma.
trauma
Yeah.
from that. Because that was creepy as hell.
Listen, I would not be right.
No.
Listen, I'm already not right, but
It makes me understand for later when he's like seeing Daniel
yeah.
and he's like chasing him and stuff. It makes sense later. But I don't know. I don't think I would run after Daniel after the things that you see in that church.
No.
It's just weird. But him following Daniel through the graveyard and stuff, it's like every turn was something scary, and he just kept going. For some reason, he just kept following Daniel.
I'd give up.
Yeah, after a while, you just give up.
No thanks.
And then there's the grave that he fell into.
Oh my god.
That is awful. Good thing for the bell.
Thank goodness there was a bell.
But that is so... That's like a terrifying...
That scene where he's buried alive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no, it's an awful scene to think about yourself being in that position.
Like, he's in there, and he's just...
That's
there's something going around the casket while he's in it. And he's, like, ringing the bell. He's like, get me the fuck out of here.
Good thing that she woke up and... Well,
Figured it out.
She got woken up by the nun and...
Yeah.
Scared the shit out of. But still, it was like... Good thing that she woke up, because he'd be dead.
He'd be dead.
And she almost killed him with that shovel.
Oh my god.
So close to his face. But
so close. When she shoved it in there, I was like, oh my god.
Now, the history of the Abbey was really cool.
Yeah.
They were going on that whole history lesson. I don't remember the exact history of it, but like the art style that it chose to show you it, and that was really cool, because it wasn't like live action. It was kind of like almost like a comic book a little bit.
Yeah.
So that was really cool, but
cool little snippet.
It was like kind of a creepy... It's like a super creepy history, and it kind of makes sense where, you know, the terrifying nature of this church came from. You know?
Yeah.
Like it makes a lot of sense.
Everything's adding up.
But then there's Irene's dream.
Mm-hmm.
That was something else.
Yeah.
The nun locked her in the room, and I don't know. So Irene kind of just sees like a foreshadowing of what's about to happen, saying like Mary points the way and all the blood and stuff.
I think she's possessed in the dream.
Yeah, and she has like that cut on her face, and her eyes are all gray, and it kind of, you know, shows like her visions. She's having visions, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was like so creepy to see the nun's face all of a sudden before the end of the movie. But we also found out that the abbess was just a corpse being manipulated by the nun, which was
freaky.
But then there's the nun's getting stronger. She's doing a lot more stuff in the church, and we're finding out more and more about who's real, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And who's being manipulated by the nun. But then there's the star on Irene's back.
Yeah.
That, I mean, the nun was trying to get her to trust the other nuns that were not real. But they were also like trying to help her and say, no matter what, you have to stay and pray and stuff.
Oh yeah, that was a freaky part where they like prayed in shifts.
Yeah.
Like continuously.
And then like they weren't even real.
Yeah.
Like the father and Irene were the only two in the church.
Yeah. It
was definitely a weird like revelation when you found that out. It's just like, all these people that you met throughout the movie, fake.
They
Just
died. Kidding.
They died
They're
80
dead.
years ago. But no, that was incredibly weird. And the star on Irene's back looked painful, and the fact that she kept going, even though getting her back ripped open, good on you, girl. Jesus, because I can tell you right now that would hurt. And then the relic was pretty cool. There was that whole scene where they were looking for it, and you know, the sunlight on Mary's finger telling them where it was, and then it was like, wow, this is the blood of Jesus Christ. Like,
wow.
I mean, what better weapon to fight, you know,
that's true.
An unholy spirit than the blood of the Lord, you know what I mean? Like, that's
literally. Doesn't get better than
you
that.
can't, there's like, I get, you know, supernatural, they have a different way of killing everything.
Yeah.
But like, what could you possibly do better than having that?
Yeah, exactly.
There's literally nothing better.
Nothing.
So then there's a scene where they're walking through the hallways, and there's those empty habits. Just like the faceless nuns just chasing them, and...
Ew.
No.
First of all, no.
No, that's creepy. And then
I'd
they
be
go
out
into the
so fast.
they go into the room with the nuns with bags on their faces, which isn't even any better.
No, it's
worse.
creepier. Like,
Gotta-
he's just walking around, and I'm like, oh my fucking god.
And she just walks into the room, and then all of a sudden turns around, and you got 50 nuns
Yeah,
with bags on
get
their
out of
faces,
there.
all bloody. No, that was creepy.
I would die. I'd shit twice and die.
And then Irene getting possessed, which was foreshadowed throughout the movie a couple times, but
Yeah.
she also sealed the gate, which was, a very creepy point in the movie, but, yay, they won,
Yay.
And, like, she spit Jesus Christ blood in her face, and it went into the water and sealed that gate and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
That was intense.
you got the job done, that's for sure. I think you wasted all the blood.
Yeah.
But
You did it.
But you did it. You, good job. But
job,
like,
pat on the back.
you lost your only weapon.
Idiot.
I guess she was under stress at the moment, and she just kind of did it real quick.
I'd
and
be
it-
under stress too.
It never
If that were
explained, like,
me.
why the nun wanted the relic. Whether it was to, like, move beyond the church.
Probably, she was probably like stuck there.
Yeah, she was. But, like, what did she want the relic for? I wish they would explain that.
She wanted to just turn into a more powerful demon, I think.
Maybe. But, I mean, I guess that would be the way to do it.
Yeah.
But then...
I
her
wouldn't
spit-
know personally.
I wouldn't know. No, the blood bean spit on her face and, like, turned her into, like, a crumpled up piece of paper, basically. It kind of looked like it, didn't it? Like, her face, like, just started
Yeah.
crumpling, and it
That's
looked like
funny.
paper a little bit.
Yeah.
But, no, that was a pretty intense scene. For sure. And then we find out that Frenchie is possessed.
Yes.
That the character that we all like is
Uh-huh.
now not a character that we like.
Poor
All
Frenchie.
in the matter of a second.
Poor Frenchie.
But it was also cool. Right at the end, I have the callback. I really like the callback to The Conjuring.
Yes.
They obviously changed a couple of the lines to make it so
It made sense.
it made sense. Yeah. So it was a different actor in The Conjuring.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It was a different person in The Conjuring. So they recasted and redid the scene exactly like it was previously.
Yeah.
And they showed, the Perrin mom and Ed and Lorraine,
Uh-huh.
and they were talking about it, and they added a line that said his friends called him Frenchie to kind of drive that connection
Yes.
a little deeper.
Which I thought was pretty cool.
I'm glad that they added that line because, sure, we know, what he looks like, but, like,
That's just
It's-
confirming it's him.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh, his friends called him Frenchie. No, not Frenchie.
Oh, Frenchie! I
No,
know, when
he's-
I watched that, I was like, oh, man.
No, he was a good character. I like that they added him to
He
this
was
movie.
very, charismatic.
Yeah, he was. You have anything you want to talk about before Fear Facts set in?
No, I think this movie was just pretty intense, and I think everyone needs to watch it at least once.
Oh, for sure.
And then you will find out you have a new fear of nuns.
I mean, this whole universe adds something creepy.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing. It's not just,
Like- Annabelle.
uh,
Fuck. I
Annabelle.
will never
could you
get a
imagine?
porcelain doll.
Could you imagine? Well, it was Raggedy Ann doll. Remember?
I know, the real one. Yes.
So.
Which I also will never own. But, like, if I were in a situation where I had Annabelle, because remember they, like, tossed her out in the dumpster?
Yeah.
I would fist fight her. I'd literally tie her to a string like a piñata and just go pew, 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 pew. You know what I mean? I'd be like, get out of my house! And then, like, put her in a chokehold, and
Trust me, I'd be calling people like Ed and Lorraine, be like, "Come take this thing."
I'd take care of it myself.
Yeah,
Not my house.
but still, I'd be like, "Hey,
Hey, I got a problem here.
Ed and Lorraine, come get this thing."
Come get this bitch.
But I have a couple fear facts here about this movie. So, Irene, in real life, is the daughter to the actress of Lorraine.
I fucking knew they looked alike.
I actually thought that
Thought
was
it was
like
her?
I thought it was her. Yeah, at the very beginning,
Uh-huh.
because I haven't seen this. I've seen like a portion of
Yeah.
like the haunting part. but I didn't actually see her face, and I didn't realize that she's in American Horror Story. She's in the first season, Murder House. But I was like, that has to be like her real life daughter, or
they just looked way too much alike.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't look it up, but I knew there was a relation
Irene
between
is the real life daughter of the actress who was playing Lorraine. And here's the funny thing, is that the characters, Irene and Lorraine, are related in no way, shape, or form in the universe. But they both have visions.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a...
cool little thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like a callback to them being real life mother and daughter.
Yeah.
Because they both have a character that has visions or whatever. This was the highest grossing but lowest rated movie in the Conjuring universe.
Oh, wow.
Kind of surprising a little bit, because I heard that people like La Llorona the least.
Yeah.
From
That's
what I hear.
thought. That's what I thought too.
Maybe
but
I'm wrong.
I guess not.
This movie takes place in 1952. So way before, Ed and Lorraine become demonologists and stuff like that. Well, not way before, I guess, but like they become like popular in like the 70s, I think it was. Wasn't The Conjuring in the 70s or 80s or something?
70s or 80s for sure.
So this is right. They're probably like still studying and getting married and stuff at this point.
Doing all that fun stuff.
Yeah. This is the shortest film in the universe as well, at an hour and 36 minutes. Everything is like, I think the lowest other than this was an hour 45 and I think that was La Llorona, maybe? But I don't remember.
I actually haven't seen that yet.
Me either.
So that'll be a new one for both of us.
Except for the abbess, nuns only interact with Irene. So the father has never seen one of the nuns.
Oh, wow.
They never interacted with him.
I didn't even realize
They only interacted with Irene. Kind of giving you a hint of her visions, in a way.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, hey, she's only seeing them. It's kind of like a...
like no
hint.
one else is.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't even realize that, honestly.
So, in real life, actual ghosts visited the set.
What?
The director, or writer, I forget which one it was, saw a handprint, just a random handprint, and then he saw two ghosts of two curious soldiers trying to see what was going on.
That's dope.
Yeah. So you're making a movie about a demon nun, and you see two real ghosts. And the fact
Could
that
you imagine?
they were just curious, though. They just came and they were interested in what was going on, and then they were gone. I guess he only saw them one other time. Like, after that. He only saw them one other time until they were done.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. So the makeup in this movie for the nun and everything was hand-painted.
Wow.
So no two applications were exactly the same.
Wow.
They hand-painted it every time, so it was always different, technically.
I wonder how long that took to do.
Probably a good while.
Hours.
Probably 4 to 5 hours. Because that was... I mean, it's not like you can just... There's a lot of white.
Slap it on there, yeah.
But, like, they had to, like, do, like, the cracks and the green eyes and all that other stuff, too. So it probably wasn't short. And I guess, Jim Carrey spent, like, 10 hours in a chair...
Oh my God.
For the Grinch and all the yak hair and stuff. But this had to be like 3, 4, 5 hours doing the makeup every day. So that was all I had for fear facts. What did you like about this movie?
Just how intensely scary it is. Because I don't know about you, brother, but I have a little fear of the church and churches and stuff.
I mean,
which I assume you do too, because we lived similar lives. And
I am afraid of being in a church by myself.
I'm afraid of being in one specific church by myself.
Which one's that?
You know exactly which one I'm talking about.
The one that Dad works at?
Yes.
Yeah, that one's creepy.
That church, ever since that shit happened.
Okay, so...
okay, he knows what I'm talking about now. We're getting into it.
We're going to tell a short story about a ghost experience we had. Just imagine a big, banquet room.
Yeah, kitchen.
It was like where we set up the tables to eat.
Yeah.
And
dining room, sort of. But it's huge.
It is very big. And they had these big, heavy wooden doors that me and her as 12 and 8 or 9.
Little. Yeah.
We were little. We like really had to use our might to open these doors by ourselves, right? So we're standing next to it, like one of us on each side of the door frame.
Yeah.
And we were, just running around being dumb while Dad was cleaning the church. And we were standing next to these doors, and all of a sudden, one door opened and smacked Cicely.
Yeah.
Just out of nowhere. And then we were like, oh, that was probably
Dad.
He's playing a trick.
LOL, right?
No, because he came out of the other side of the room.
End.
That there was no... he came out maybe 4 to 5 seconds after
the door hit
her, and there is no way, we know like every nook and cranny of that church, there is no way for him to get from that door to where he came out of
unless he went up the stairs
through the entire church and came down the other stairs.
Yeah, there's no fucking way.
There's no way you can do that in less than a minute.
No.
So him to pop out within, I'll give it 10 seconds at the most.
On the other side of where I was hit.
A good probably 800 feet away from us. 800 to 900 feet away from us. There was no way. And then we
both looked at each other.
We looked at each other.
And we were like, oh.
And we ran straight for Dad. Because he's also had experiences in this church.
I remember, I actually ran outside. Remember? I ran past Dad, up the stairs, and I was outside of the church.
I don't remember that because I was explaining to Dad what happened.
I was standing outside like, oh my fucking God.
I was like, we ran to him. She obviously disappeared. I was like, so these doors just opened by themselves and smacked Cicely, and no one else is here. And it wasn't
here,
you.
Correct? Like,
no one's here, right?
One
And no one was there. It was just we have quite a few stories in that church.
Oh yeah. Do you remember when we would be in the like nursery and crawl into the box thing?
Yeah.
And then remember the lights went out all the time and we were like, Dad, stop.
Yeah, that wasn't Dad.
No.
He was cleaning. He was working. And we were the ones
then we would come
around.
out of the box and we were like, okay, we're going to act like that didn't just happen.
And then there was like, the choir would sing.
Ew, that was freaky.
The men's choir hasn't been there for 80 years or something like that. And they would sing.
Everything about that church.
It was just so creepy.
Well,
and it makes you believe in stuff like this could happen because...
Listen, I'm not gonna fucking say it can't, because ever since that church...
I mean, none of it wanted to hurt us or anything like that.
No, but it was freaky.
They were just trying to scare us. Oh,
and it
you
worked.
Remember in that, when you would walk in that front door, and there's like that balcony above, right above Mom's office.
Yeah.
Or Mom's old office, I should say. That I would never go into the room on the right, above the stairs.
So if you walk through the door, is it this room or this room?
If you're walking through the door,
yeah,
it's on your right.
Yes, I know what room you're talking about.
It's up above. Yeah. I would never step foot in that room because I always felt something weird in there.
That room was freaky, and also so is the other one on the opposite end. But I guess when I would like get sick at school, I'd go sleep on the couch in the room you're talking about.
Yeah,
and Mom said she could hear me talking to somebody. I was like, why didn't you come up there and slap the shit out of me? Or just make me stop talking.
Yeah.
To whatever I was talking to.
I don't know. That church is weird. There's a lot of stories in that church.
There's a lot of... Like, remember when Dad would make us clean the pews and we'd do it so fast? But do you remember you would try to do it faster than me?
Yeah.
So I'd be in there by myself and I'd be like, Dad!
Yeah. Because we weren't allowed to leave until we were done. And I would do the back because my arm was longer. Yeah. And you would do the seat because you were shorter.
And then we would
I would rush through getting all the backs done because the backs weren't hard. Obviously, you were a little slower than I am because I'm 4 years older.
Yeah.
And I would get done and just leave you behind.
So
yeah. It was always funny.
That was so scary.
But no, I have a fear of being in churches alone.
Oh, yeah,
like
same.
being the only person in there, or
that's so freaky.
Being on one side of the church and whoever I came with on the other side of the church. So, like when we would go to church with Graham,
yeah,
and we would be like the last ones, and I would be like walking through that hallway upstairs.
That hallway upstairs
always creeped me out.
So
I swear
creepy.
I saw stuff in those rooms, and I would always like sprint through.
Yeah.
That hallway, and I don't know, it was just so weird, and I always hated being on that side while the other people were on the other side.
That hallway is creepy.
Nope, don't want to be alone in churches.
No.
I don't like it.
I don't think I'll ever step foot back inside that church.
That's
the one
weird.
we were talking about.
Yeah, that's a weird
What reason
church.
do I have to go in there? None. I'm not. No.
Nope. We don't
Be like,
go to
there's-
that one.
They'll be like, there's money in there. Go get it. No.
No, I'm good.
Unless these two dogs run in there, you will not find
I don't
me
even
in
know.
that
You'll
church.
probably call someone like me or Dad or
Hey,
someone.
go get buns.
She's in the stupid
She's
church.
in the church. No. So
No,
yeah.
but I like the scares in this movie. I like the writing, the directing, and the callbacks. I think they all did that very well.
Yeah.
It definitely has a scary sense to the whole movie.
Oh yeah. Especially if you're already like kind of scared of churches and shit,
Yeah.
like me.
And I felt once it got to the end, it made it way scarier because you found out that none of the nuns were real.
Yeah.
The abbess was fake.
Uh-huh.
And the father and Irene were the only two in this giant church with a demonic nun.
Yes.
So that made it way worse for me too. But I
Ugh.
gave it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
I definitely don't think it's as good as The Conjuring, but I do like the movie itself. It is a good movie.
Yeah. It's not as good as The Conjuring in my opinion, but
It's definitely a good movie for sure. You have any closing remarks before we read next week's question?
no. But I probably won't watch that movie again.
We watched it. We're done.
We're done.
Go ahead and read the next question for
Next
the peeps.
question. What 2016 film is about a deaf writer who gets stalked by a masked killer in an isolated house in the woods?
Yeah, don't Google it.
Don't Google it, but that's a good movie. If you know what it is, watch it.
If you know what it is, watch it. Yeah, so go ahead and if you know the answer, comment on the Facebook. We got some people to do that already with the first question. So, well, first 2 questions now. So go ahead and do that, and we're gonna watch Nightmare on Elm Street next week for you guys.
We're gonna watch the one with like the original
Yeah,
with Johnny Depp,
yep,
his little football tee.
and his football tee. Yep. Yeah, no, we're gonna watch the original Elm Street,
That's a good one.
and then
I love
before
that movie.
this episode, probably no, I'm gonna post it before the episode's out. I'm gonna post February's movies. We actually have to skip having a guest this month because we have a lot going on this month.
Busy month, busy bees.
I have a vacation coming up, and then technically a second vacation at the end of the month. We're just going away for a weekend, so it's gonna be real
yeah.
tough to.
And my birthday. Don't forget. I'm not talking to you guys. I'm talking to Hayden.
Yes, her birthday's this month too.
24.
So we have a lot going on this month. We're gonna do the next guest the following month.
Yes.
So stick around for that. Next week we'll see you for, Nightmare on Elm Street and the answer to the question.
Don't Google it.
Don't Google it.
Okay, thanks. Catch you later.
Bye.